Hello, review for the test on Monday on the distributive law. This is really important. These questions come from page 21 of that review book. Number 11. I emailed the teacher today and she said that she has taught the method of using a temporary plus sign in order to distribute. So that's what we're going to do here to be consistent with what you know. So here we have a problem, negative, and then in parentheses this stuff. So the first step is to distribute the negative 1. There's an implied negative 1 right there. See that little negative sign? That's an implied negative 1. So you do negative 1 times 19. Now this is where you use the temporary plus sign. See that little plus sign is in blue? You just throw a plus sign in there. Just throw it in no matter what. Just always throw in a plus sign. Just always do it. Then you do the negative 1 over here, negative 1 times, then you have a negative 2g squared. So you write negative 1 times negative 2g squared, and then you carry negative 57 and plus 4g squared. Don't worry that it's a g squared. It can be anything. As long as these terms are alike, you can combine. Okay, next step. So now you multiply negative 1 times 19 to get negative 19. You keep the blue temporary plus sign. You just carry it down. Don't worry about it. Just keep it there. And then you do negative 1 times negative 2g squared. Negative 1 times negative 2g squared is positive 2g squared, because negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Then you carry down the negative 57 and the plus 4g squared. Now, it's time to remove the temporary plus sign. You say goodbye to the temporary plus sign. You thank the temporary plus sign for its service, and then you kiss it goodbye. You're out of here. Okay. So it's negative 19, remove the temporary plus sign, just carry this thing down, plus 2g squared minus 57 plus g squared. Next step is you can move the like terms next to each other to make it easy to add and combine. So you do 2g squared plus 4g squared. Notice you're bringing in the cumulative law, cute little thing there. And then you have a minus 19 minus 57. Okay, now it's time to combine like terms. The 2 and the 4 are positive, and they're both the same, so you add them up. These two, negative 19 and negative 57, they are the same sign, so you add them up, and then you get then you give it a negative sign because these two signs are the same. So in other words, negative 19 minus 57 is negative 76. So now you're claiming that's the answer. If you have enough time on the test, you can check this to make sure you got it right. You can actually check this if you have enough time. You are claiming that this is true. So it must be true if g equals 1, and therefore g squared equals 1. So you just throw, instead of g squared, you just put a 1 in. So you do minus 19 minus, and then 19 minus 2 times 1 minus 57 plus 4 times 1 equals 6 times 1 minus 76. You do the math, right? You do the parentheses, the PEMDAS thing here, and you realize that negative 70 equals negative 70. Yes, you are probably correct. That's great. Okay, so next victim. We will do the same thing. We will use the method of the temporary plus sign. So you have this thing. This is an interesting problem because here you have two terms that are like inside the parentheses. So you can actually combine them first. You can go minus 2. You combine them. You do this minus 3 plus 4 to get a positive 1. And you carry everything down and you go that way. And then now it's time to apply the temporary plus sign. You do minus, and then there's an applied 1, minus 1 times 2k. And then you have a temporary plus sign, which is the blue thing there, plus, and now this is a minus 1 there, minus 1 times a plus 1. So you just carry the plus 1 right there. And then you do the minus 17k. And then you, minus 1 times 2k is minus 2k. You carry the temporary plus sign down there. And you do minus 1 times plus 1, which is a minus 1, minus 17k. And then you do minus 2k, and now you get rid of the temporary plus sign. You kiss it goodbye. You thank you for its work, but it's leaving. And then you take this minus k. You just put minus k, minus 17k, minus 1, sorry, minus 17k. And then it goes that way. Then you combine like terms, minus 2k, minus 17k, minus 1. And then you get minus 19k minus 1. So now it's time to check, test it, make k equal to 1. If you put k equal to 1, you realize, oh, something's wrong. I actually made a mistake. I actually did make a mistake. I really didn't do this on purpose to show how important it is to check. I really did make this mistake, even though it's a really stupid thing I did. You realize, oh, I made a mistake because it doesn't check. So I look at it and I go back and I say, well, what mistake did I make? And then I realize, oh, wow, this was a 21K and I put it as a 2K. I was so obsessed. Now I ask myself, like, why did I do that? Well, I was so obsessed with this 1 over here, right, that I completely forgot the 1 after the 2, 21. So then you do it right. You do it right down here. You do it right down here, and then you get the right answer. But you could see how important it is. First of all, how easy it is to make a mistake, and second of all, how if you have time to check, it's really great to check. You'll catch your mistakes in a second. But don't forget, the real reason for this video is to discuss the temporary plus sign. You put this temporary plus sign in, and then you remove it. Okay, next problem. That's the only mistake I made, thankfully. Okay, problem 3. This one. So we have this problem here. So here we 2 times 3a, temporary plus sign, it's in blue, 2 times -6, and then this other stuff's pretty boring, right? And then you do 6a, temporary plus sign, 2 times -6 is -12, carry everything else down. Now it's time to get rid of the temporary plus sign. You just blow it off. You just take this number, -12, right? And then you combine, and you can match the different things and put them next to each other, combine, and then you get the answer. And then you want to test it. You just set a equal to 1, and you just test it, and boom, you got it. Okay, I think there's one more. Real fast. This one's we'll do really quickly because video is much too long as it is. Go like that, right? And then you just distribute the everything. Remember temporary plus sign, 8 times -11. Here you do 5 times -3h, temporary plus sign. See those temporary plus signs? Then you just do the math. 8 times -11 is 88. 5 times -3h is -15h, right? And then you blow off, you say goodbye, thank you very much, say goodbye to the temporary plus signs, they are gone, and then you just carry the -88 down, you carry the -15h down, then you move all the terms together, you combine them. Remember, combining negative numbers, these two numbers are opposite signs, so they subtract, and the winner is the positive sign. The 48 is bigger than the 15, so you get a positive there. Here they're opposite each other. You subtract them, you get the difference of 12. Is it positive or -12? It's positive 12 because the 100 has a bigger absolute value than the 88. That's how you combine with negative numbers. Okay, that's it. Hope this helps. Bye.